It's me, Colton Johnson, with Empty Popcorn Bucket Productions. And today, I'm going to the Megaplex and I'm going to be seeing Twisters. I only had seen the first one, Twister, today. So, that's my expectations of it. I am some pre-thoughts before I go in to see this movie is that Glenn Powell's in it, and I've liked a lot of the stuff that he's been in lately. He was in Hitman on Netflix. He was in I think it was Anyone But You last year, and he was also in the Top Gun Maverick. So he's been in some pretty good stuff, and I think he's a pretty good actor, and I'm excited to see what this movie is full of. It's not every day we get a decently made disaster movie blockbuster, and I'm excited to see how it goes. So Despicable Me 4 came out. I'm not a big fan. I really like the first one, and I've seen the second. I've seen all of them, but I just don't get the hype. Like, I get the Minions are cute and yellow and appear to be funny, but I just don't understand the appeal. I mean, I'm also an adult, so I guess there's that. But if you have seen it, let me know what you thought. I have to say, this movie is pretty sick. Like, after watching the original, like, it doesn't really feel like it's a sequel. It's more like its own thing that takes, like, the principles of the original and pluses it. But I will talk about that in a second. So my out of theater thoughts of Twisters is I very much enjoyed it. It was pretty invigorating and thrilling throughout the movie. I mean, it was a disaster movie, but there was a lot of heart to it. The characters were pretty strong, and the characters had pretty compelling motivations. I definitely recommend it, but if you want to hear my thoughts, I'll talk about it in a second. Alright, now that my thoughts have settled over the last few days, I've got to say Twisters was a phenomenal summer blockbuster, and I felt like it was very needed in the films that we've received. We've gotten some pretty decent summer movies so far. I've only seen one or two of them, but this year, I feel like this one takes the cake. So let's talk about it. Twisters stars Glenn Powell, Daisy Edgar-Jones, Anthony Ramos, and I gotta say, it was a pretty great cast. And I felt like each of these characters shined in their own special way. And I felt like they had very compelling stories that were easy to follow, but also very interesting. And you can't go wrong with Glenn Powell. It's hard to really explain the plot of the movie, but here's what IMDb has to say. A retired tornado chaser and meteorologist is persuaded to return to Oklahoma to work with a new team and technologies. So this movie is also a sequel of sorts to the movie Twister from 1996, but I wouldn't say don't anticipate coming into this movie expecting a continuation of the 96 film. It's more of a reboot. So there's no legacy characters, unfortunately. The actor who was in the original, Bill Paxton, passed away in 2017, but in the others I feel like didn't feel the need to return. But this film still stands on its own, and it does its own thing, and it, I feel like, improves on it. In a way, I felt like it reminded me of when Top Gun Maverick came out. And I mean that in a good way. I very much enjoyed that movie, and it's faithful to what came before, but it also adds so much greatness that it improves on it. And I say that about both this movie and Top Gun Maverick. I feel like you can go into this movie without having to see the original. One thing that I also want to praise about this film was the fantastic cinematography and sound design. I watched this in Platinum X at the Megaplex, which has Dolby Atmos, and it's really well enhanced my movie going experience. I personally prefer going to the Megaplex over any other theater. The theater going experience is also so great. Not only do they have quality theaters, but it's also just a great time. So, Twisters is definitely a summer blockbuster that you shouldn't skip, and definitely make an effort to see it on the big screen. It's a blast to watch. It's honestly probably one of the more favorite movies that I've seen this year. I'll give this movie 4.5 out of 5 popcorn buckets, or in other words, a 9 out of 10. I definitely recommend it, and if you enjoyed the original, you'll definitely love this one. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned. I'll be seeing Deadpool and Wolverine next week, and I anticipate that I'll do a review for that movie as well. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Bye.